Local program funding provided by a generous grant from Union Pacific. Union Pacific, building America.
I'm Karen Hoyt, Marketing Director at Shasta Regional Medical Center, and we're proud to be part of the conversation that the Forum at KIXE is bringing to our community. Shasta Regional has been around for more than 60 years supporting our community, and we would like to invite you to be a part of the Forum on KIXE. Together, we can support the community that gives us back so much. Thank you.
Hi, and thank you for watching The Forum. I'm your host, Ashley Tate, and I'm here with my co-host, Christy Largent, and our guest host, Marty Mosley.
Good morning.
And we are here in the evening with you.
I was trying to be funny.
It worked. Marty is our funny man, and he makes it work every time.
I do all
and
right.
sitting next to me is our fabulous guest, the famous and well-known Ed Rullman. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, thank you. What
and
an
being
introduction.
with us. Yes, we're so happy and fortunate to have you with us.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, if you're in the North State, you know this name because you've read it about 1 million times in the Record Searchlight.
Or you've just eaten great food.
For really good things.
For the really good things.
That's
yeah,
right.
that's all we talk about at the Forum. Really good things. So but you know what? He's like a Renaissance man. He's into everything.
That's
and so
right.
we thought it would be really fun to have him share with you guys in the community the real Ed and find out a little bit more about you and your family and your business interests. You got a lot of exciting things happening, so we're going to get to hear about that this evening. So tell us, what are you into these days?
Well, it'd probably be easier to tell you what I'm not into. You
Yeah,
know, and I
it
know
did.
my wife would say that, boy, he really is an interesting guy if you get him one-on-one. But, you know,
absolutely are.
I try to kind of lay low, actually, but things seem to follow me. Right now, outside of running a business, which I'm part owner of the Best Western Hilltop Inn and C.R. Gibbs American Grill. Outside of that, I was one of the co-founders of the Reading Merchants Crime Watch Group, which I seem to get a lot of press for, some good, some bad. You know, I happen to think that the group was formed for a really good reason.
Great.
Yeah, you guys are doing some great things,
Thank
really.
you.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's been a learning curve for everybody.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
a year and a half of doing it, you almost feel like a cop sometimes. Matter of fact, Frank Strazzarino at the Chamber, he nicknamed me the Sheriff of Hilltop. So,
Oh,
yeah, it's kind
I
of
love that.
it's kind
Oh,
of
cool.
A lot of people are, you know, hey Sheriff, how you doing? You
Let's talk about that for a minute. What is it? What's the Reading Crime Rock? No, the hotel. No, what's the proper
Reading-
title?
Reading Merchants Crime Watch.
Okay, good.
Hard to say, huh?
Yeah, I'm a little slow on some of these things. Reading Merchants Crime Watch. I've read about it a lot.
Yeah.
So what is it, and what are you doing, and what's the outcome with it?
Well, it actually started back in October of 2011. And how it started was I'd had some conversations with one of the other hotel operators on Hilltop at the Red Lion, who, you know, they're at one end of the street, I'm at the other. And one of the things we found is that we had some common problems. There was a lady that was soliciting on Hilltop. And,
Soliciting what?
stop it.
her goods.
Stop it.
Her wares.
Do you want to go into
It
detail?
wasn't It wasn't
Maybe
yogurt.
later.
It wasn't yogurt.
wasn't yogurt?
Let's put
Good.
it that
It was
way.
not yogurt.
competition.
It could have been yogurt.
Yeah.
He does deliver. You know,
Oh my
so-
gosh. Oh my gosh. you guys.
I gotta get it.
Some of our regular customers would just say, "Hey, we're getting hit on," you know, and so we started
gosh.
putting our security people out there to see what was going on. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, what was happening at the Red Lion is she was actually breaking into some of the rooms, and she wasn't able to get into ours for some reason. She was able to get into the rooms and do her business. We were talking about
Oh my
her
gosh.
description and what was going on, and Chris Korologos and I, he's the manager down there. He said that he goes, "I think we're talking about the same person."
Yeah.
And I said, well, maybe we are. And so I was at that time meeting with Kurt Starman and Missy MacArthur a lot, and Pete Hansen was still the police chief. We'd kind of gotten his ear about some things.
And Kurt Starman is city manager, and Missy is a city council member.
Correct. And, you know, we just said, hey, maybe we should get a group together. And so first meeting, we probably had about a dozen people in a room at the city offices. Tom Basenko was there. There were several people from RPD there, several council members, and probably about 5 business people.
Yeah.
And they weren't just hotel and restaurant people. Some people showed up. Bill Woodford from Kubler's Furniture was there, and Bill's been really helpful in this whole thing. He's one of the guys that helped get it started. We started talking about problems that were occurring, like people that were asking for money in your parking lot, break-ins, car theft.
So you ended up having quite a few things come up and people talking about the same things. And now you have an email list. I mean, I get the emails and it'll say, and I think I get them because I'm on the chamber board of directors, but now I get those emails and I see, oh, you know, so-and-so tried to steal this, or so-and-so was in this store and look for this and they're wearing this. And you guys really have this mass communication line.
That's fantastic.
That was the whole thing, was everybody said, hey, if we could just start communicating the problem. So the email list is over 400 people now.
Yes.
Wow. So who gets
throughout
that?
Reading. Well,
who gets the list?
It started with mainly businesses on Hilltop and Churn Creek, and then it's evolved to businesses all throughout the Reading community, and some even just in the county, people as far as Anderson, Cottonwood, and that area. But basically what it is, you just email when something happens.
Right.
I don't know if you know this, but the loss prevention officers at the big box stores are pretty busy with people that rip things off out of, you know, some of the department stores and stuff.
Really?
It's amazing what people take.
I know. I've
TVs,
read some. Yes.
What?
cartloads of stuff. They go out the front door with it.
Yes.
From like Best Buy?
Oh, it could. Walmart is one of the worst ones for it because people go in there and they have a policy that doesn't allow them to go after somebody.
Oh my
You're
goodness.
not allowed to chase them outside the store.
So
So
they-
the
Really?
bad guys
Oh my
know
gosh.
it.
And
Yeah.
and so we'll get emails about that stuff. And the good thing about it is the big box stores have great pictures. They have
yeah.
a great
So-
camera
they-
system, so they send out pictures
Yeah.
of who's doing it.
Yeah.
So you got all these great pictures of these guys that are, you
Yeah.
know, scurrying through the aisles looking for stuff to take, and as they take it, they get a picture of it, and then they follow them out if they can and get a license plate off their car. And it's we were actually the group was responsible for helping RPD solve a lot of problems over the holidays.
And that's fantastic. I mean, that's
great.
how
That's
that's how
terrific.
these communities should be working. And is this kind of like something that you would kind of make into a package deal that you could send to other counties so that they can start their own Merchants Crime Watch?
Well, you know, we've talked to other people. Actually, when we did an anti-panhandling thing too, where we had some posters made and tried to encourage the public not to give money to panhandlers, so that the merchants in those areas didn't have to deal with, you know, people asking
sitting
for
around,
money and then
right.
customers coming in saying, I don't like to be asked for money when I'm walking into your store.
Yeah.
It discourages business.
Yeah, it really
It does, but is there something? Is there some sort of law that could be?
Well, the laws
made
are
to have-
very. There's a lot of civil rights issues there, and
Yeah.
the police department really, if they're on public property like a
can't
public
do anything
sidewalk,
about- yeah.
not much can be done.
Right.
If they're on private property, then certainly you can
Okay,
have your
that's
security
good.
make them leave and all that
Well,
stuff.
and I love that you came about it proactively, like
Yes.
having those posters made, because literally you see them in shops all across
Yes, you do.
the Shasta County, really, and that's something that would be easily duplicated by other counties.
And that did get actually. I talked to people in Chico. I talked to the police chief in Red Bluff not too long ago
Yeah.
about doing, you know, giving them some information on how we put this thing together. But you know, the whole thing really for the whole group, the Crime Watch group, was developed to communicate.
Right.
And it does that, and it's
very
you know,
effective.
I haven't had one person that's joined the group that hasn't said, I'm really surprised that happens in Reading.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you know, Reading's a big town.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
is
it's
a
a
big
big
town.
town for a small town.
We've moved up to a big
Yes,
town.
we have
Small
moved
town.
up. We have
with
moved up.
all the accoutrements that go along with
That's
being a
it, that's
big
right.
town.
And this all actually came about right when AB 109, and you know, we're starting to release some
know.
prisoners out of the
Yes.
prisons, and
Yeah.
you know, that along with a bad economy and stuff. I think it's all sort of made things a little worse. And hey, you know, we got to do our part, because there's no way that the police departments and the people that carry guns can take care of all those issues.
So how much time are you spending on this?
You know, it really depends. Sometimes I can spend a couple hours a day, but that's rare.
Wow.
I mean, if I'm getting a lot of emails where people want to be added to the list, I'm the only one that administers the email list, and we have it set up so that we can't get a lot of spam in
Right.
it. So,
That's good.
you know, that's a good thing, is to manage it. Sometimes I feel that a lot of people use me as the person they will email to, because they know I will send that email out to the right people and get some response
Right.
back from, RPD or the city or maybe
Yeah.
Tom Basenko or
Well,
somebody else. So.
this isn't the only great thing that Ed's been doing in the
Right.
community. He is also Business Person of the Year,
Ah,
2013. So
yay.
that's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
When was that?
That was at the Chamboree.
It was at the Chamboree in February.
Yeah.
It was actually for 2012.
Oh, sorry
Yeah,
about that.
well,
2012.
we still got 2013 to
2013
finish
I'm
up.
gonna make you.
I mean, I could still
2013.
maybe win it 2 years in a row.
No,
but
I
I don't know
why
if it's ever
not?
been done.
I'm
Feel
gonna
free.
always say 2013 because that's how
There
I
we
think of
go.
you.
I actually had to go look at the plaque before I came
Did
over
you?
because I want to make sure I got it right.
Well, I'm glad you had that plaque to look at.
That's quite an honor. I mean, there's a lot of people that
absolutely
deserve it
is,
in this
yeah.
community. My hat's off to a lot of the young people like yourselves that have gone through and for a long time, Reading's sort of been, there's been a lot of people that have been involved in the Chamber of Commerce or, different organizations that make Reading sort of run. And having a lot of new and younger faces and people getting aboard has been a real joy for me to watch. And I really, really hope that we can continue in that direction because
Yeah.
that makes a big difference, I think, for our future.
Well, I think anyone can see why you've gotten this award because you go in to see our Gibbs and you feel like family and Randy's always telling me, he's like, what do you want to eat tonight? And I'm like, let's go see our Gibbs. So I got my favorite little dishes. I like to see Ed. I love that you've got the bar that you can see people just randomly, and he's always like, I don't want to go back to see our Gibbs. We're there all the time. He's like, can you choose somewhere else? He loves see our Gibbs, but it's like I get stuck
You
and
can
I
call
want to
Marty
come.
and he can deliver some yogurt.
I
for
would
you.
love
not?
I would love to
Anytime,
have some
literally
yogurt delivered.
anytime.
I am going to call tonight and get my yogurt
And
delivered.
where are
Then
you
I'll be
going to
there.
call? You're going to call Marty, or you are going to call what?
The Savory Spoon.
The social.
Social.
The social.
Why
would
did I
be-
say
you
that?
should
I don't
call.
know.
Or
The
the
savory
savory
spoon's
spoon.
really good too.
I
won't
thought of the
deliver them.
spoon.
The,
I'm
sa-
mixing
the
up
social
spoons.
Yeah, 'cause you can
Marty's
just put it in
business.
yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
what
are
do you
so
do? You
ridiculous.
deliver,
We
Yogurt.
deliver yogurt.
but you can
24 hours
also
a day.
go there
So-
and get
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You can go to the
hope we can cut
store.
that
But yes, which I love when people come in. More to the point though, I would if I could deliver CR Gibbs, I think it would probably be a mistake because half of it would be eaten on the way. I deliver half a product, people would get mad. So you guys have done really well. I'm really
Amazingly, yeah.
What do you think? What's the
been a
key
good
to your
run.
success? What do you think the key is to your success?
I think the number one key is the people that we've employed over the years have been really solid
Yeah,
people.
they
I mean,
are.
we've been fortunate. I mean, it takes a lot of time to develop a crew, but we've got a really good, solid base of people that have been aboard for quite a while
Yes.
and pay attention. I think the consistency that we have, and that we've maintained the same recipes and the same
Yes.
ideas and the same concept,
Yeah,
and I
quality,
think that's
yeah.
you got to have quality. I mean, you
Absolutely.
know, just from what you're
Sure.
doing, there's certain things that make a big, huge difference, and,
Yeah.
those two things I think are really, really important.
The consistency and the good quality.
Yep.
You know you're going to get good food every time you go.
Hopefully, I mean,
And
we have
service.
problems
Yeah,
every
the
once in a while, like
service is
everybody else,
great.
but our staff knows how to make money too.
They
so
do, yeah.
Yeah.
their tips are important to them, so they're
Yeah.
going to make sure you get good service and,
And they remember you.
quality product.
They
Yeah.
remember you every single time, and
Jeff,
they're
the
always,
bartender,
Yep.
if he doesn't know your name, he knows you by drink.
That's right. It's true.
Aw.
It's true. He knows I like my pink biscuits.
I love that he serves alcohols to minors too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Just kidding.
Stop.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Those guys coming in
is
out of the
another
gold
joke.
mines, they're really important to our business. Yes.
Oh my gosh, Marty, you're terrible.
Just kidding. I don't believe that
You're
they
not
do
ready
that
for
at all.
him, see?
They card me every time. I think we're safe here.
That's a good thing. Huh?
Does it look like I'm 12?
good
Yeah.
Well, so what you
Oh
grew
my
up in
gosh.
Reading, and tell us a little bit about your family.
Well, I grew up in Reading. I was actually raised by a single mom and went through Enterprise High School, graduated from Enterprise, went to Shasta College. I tell people I was either in the right place at the right time or the wrong place at the wrong time. Really depends on my mood. And that's how I got involved in the restaurant and hotel business is the partnership that's there today. The Gaines family were the original managing partners there, and Steve is still one of my partners today. And that family kind of adopted me, and so I became part of the group and was offered a piece of the action down the road, able to purchase that, and people wonder why I've been there for 35 years. That's why I've been there for 35 years. I can't go anywhere else.
Yeah. But you and Steve make such a fun pair.
We actually do. We
I
feed
mean,
pretty good off each. I mean, it's like
yes.
having a conversation with you guys.
It
We just are going to
is. You
feed
both
off
are
each
so
other.
easy.
It's been a great relationship, and I have 3 kids. My wife Debbie and I have been married for 28 years, and
Congratulations.
we have 3 kids, 4 grandkids. We got rid of all of our pets, so we're free to do what we want. All the kids are out of the house. They live on their own.
Now
so
I hear that one of them is working in a nuclear plant, and is that correct?
that's my oldest son, Nick.
Yes.
Yeah. Nick spent 9 years on a nuclear submarine,
That
and
is amazing.
and when he got out, they almost beg you to go to work for a nuclear power facility if they can get a hold of you. They want those guys from nuke
I
school
know.
to come and learn how to be, supervisory people in
Fantastic.
scary?
these things. So that he ended up with a great job, but he unfortunately couldn't do it in California or in Redding. So he lives in the Tri-Cities area of Washington, about 12 hours away. So
Yeah. How does he feel about that weather?
the weather really isn't. It's not a whole lot different. It's colder than Redding, but it's hot in Redding as it is in Redding.
Yes.
It
gets that
I
hot.
don't like it because there's hardly any trees.
Really?
I think he's used to it now. He would
Yeah.
much rather live in Redding. He'd rather be back here.
Who
but
wouldn't want to live here?
Right? Right?
really,
Love it
why
here.
aren't
I probably
you
wouldn't
going
have been saying
anywhere
I
that
wouldn't.
4 years ago.
I wouldn't.
We got everything you can ask for,
That's right.
Yeah.
and we don't have a huge population, so
We all
stay
get to
away.
enjoy it.
I,
Just kidding.
I think it would be so interesting to pick his brain.
Come stay at
working
his
there.
hotel.
I know. So how
Best
is the
Western.
hotel doing? I mean, how so was the hotel and the restaurant, were they always together like
Yes.
that with the Gaines family?
Yeah,
Okay.
hotels and restaurant are owned by the same group. We own both.
Yeah.
Actually, business has been really good. I think the economy is starting to change a little bit. We're starting to see some construction and,
Yeah.
like I said, a lot of new people coming in and starting small businesses
Yeah.
and getting some things going. I really think that, Redding's going to get back to where it was at maybe in 2007. Probably in the next couple of years. I think we'll start seeing the housing market change. And, that's all going to be positive things. So I think things for the future look good.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a great summer.
Well, I don't want to put you out there, but I do have to ask this question. So, at the Chamboree, when you're receiving your Business Person of the Year, Kurt Starman.
I think it's time for us
No.
probably to go.
We're good? Do we get everything?
Starman told us this story about Ed and the trash can, and I have to know I want everyone else to know what this story was all about because it was hilarious. So, if you wouldn't mind, Ed, please let us know about this story.
You could ask me about a lot of things, but all right. I don't blush very easily. I probably won't blush here, but I guess if I were going to blush, it would be because of this story. It was stupid. About 9 years ago, at my old house, we had one of those gutters that rolled down, and on the top of the garbage can it says, "Do not push the trash can with the lid open."
Right.
And so I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Why would
You don't
you?
read
That's not-
directions?
Don't
Do
need
you?
to. Nope. We're guys.
So
we don't need to.
I pushed it down into the gutter,
better.
and I found out why you're not supposed to. If you accidentally step on the lid,
Oh gosh.
you can end up in the bottom of the garbage can. Now, I'd put all the oak leaves from our oak trees, and it has those little things that look like caterpillars from it. And
Oh, what a mess.
it went all the way down to the ground. So I'm in the bottom of the garbage can. My glasses are tweaked like this. And just this instantaneous thought. I'm in the bottom of the flippin' garbage can.
Oh my gosh.
I can say flippin', right?
You
Yeah.
can say
That wasn't
flippin'.
what I thought.
No, I know.
That's what I said.
I understand.
And so when I could hear my wife, just barely, because I'm buried in leaves, I could hear her going, and I went, oh, geez. So I scoot out, and I find that I still have a hold of the handles, and I'm on top of them. And my wrists are hurt. I'm like I'm hanging. I can't get out. I'm wiggling, and finally I wiggle myself out, and I let go of the garbage can handles, and I kind of look up, and my wife is turned around with her back to me. She's going, "Are you okay?"
So you can imagine the entire room for Chamboree, and what would you say, maybe like 200 or 300 people
Oh, yeah.
were there,
200 or 300
That's
people.
nice.
roaring with
Everyone
Most of them have
knows.
probably
That's
heard this
fantastic.
story before
Nice.
because it's been told a million
That's
I
times.
hadn't heard it before, but he was sitting just a little ways away at the next table, and I just could not stop staring. I like to imagine him in a trash can.
With the leaves.
You know, I probably could have
Because
sued the
you
city
didn't
for a
read
lot of money there,
directions.
but I'm a nice guy, so I
Yeah,
didn't.
they didn't have the
hindsight.
sign big enough,
That's
right?
right,
That
that's
was
right.
it.
That's right.
It wasn't big enough. Oh my goodness.
So what do you think's next?
Well, you know, I'd like to tell you a little bit about one of the other groups that I happen to be involved in, which is the Shasta Cascade Wonderland Association.
Yes.
That is, that's the organization that actually is in charge of promoting the 9 northernmost counties as far as tourism in California.
Yes.
And I'm pretty proud of the fact that I get to meet all the people in the various counties and people that are involved in tourism. And we got a huge tourism summit coming up on June 28th. So if anybody's free that day,
Yeah.
if they want to come, it's 9:30 to 3:30
And who's
on the
invited?
28th. Anybody's really invited, but what we try to get as many people from the industry to be there. There's generally about 150 people, and they have some really good speakers. Carolyn Bettetta, we have the luxury of her living up in the Fall River Valley, but she is the head of tourism promotion in the state of California.
wow.
And
Oh, my
she just
goodness.
lives right up the road.
Wow.
So she always speaks at our summit when we have it. It's the 4th one we've had.
Yeah, and you
And,
took me to that last year.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah,
And
it
it is fantastic. It's really interesting.
and it's good for any kind of business to
Yes.
know
Yeah.
we are in an area where we have to promote tourism.
Yeah.
And
So
if we don't, our businesses aren't going to be
How's the
successful.
best way for we have only a couple minutes left.
Yeah.
So what's the best way for us to promote our community? What do you think?
I think the best way is to have a positive thing to say about our community. When you come in contact with people from out of the area, all too often people will go, "Why are you here?"
yeah.
Well, look around you.
Yeah.
We're all here for a reason. We
Yeah.
have
We've
a
got
beautiful area. We've got a
Yeah,
lot
we really
going
do.
on. We have the greatest walking trail system in the world.
Yeah.
We have a bridge that is
World
you know,
class.
World
class.
class.
Nobody else
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
one.
We've got something for everyone.
Turtle
in Reading.
Bay's there. We
Yes.
have a great soccer facility, great baseball facilities.
We've got Raba.
We've got Raba.
got
And we have yogurt that can be delivered to your room when you stay at a hotel.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I think that's
What
the whole
else
key.
do you need?
There's
That's
really
right.
What
nothing
else
else.
do you need?
You can
List
get
nothing
yogurt
else.
I
delivered.
don't think there is anything
I
else.
love it.
Maybe
So
I could
just-
start delivering and maybe we really make a heck of a
got
still
it.
think you ought to move next door.
I would love to.
That
talk.
would be, yeah,
Figure that
talk
out.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Ed,
Oh,
thank you.
well, seriously, Ed, you just embodied really the whole culture of why we are even doing the forum, because there's so many interesting things in the North State and so many draws to this community, and we just want to shout it from the rooftops, even
Yeah.
though we want you to come, but we kind of don't want you to come, but we really do want you to come.
Well, they can come, but
Because
they don't have to move
They
here.
can come and stay at Best Western.
That's right. And eat some Sierra Gibbs food.
Seriously, enjoy all that the North State has to offer. That's
Absolutely.
what we love showcasing here on the forum. If you have some great ideas of people or places you'd like to showcase, you just need to let us know. KIXE is supporting this, and you can support it by continuing to watch next Thursday. We'll see you again then.
Please go to our Facebook page, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Local program funding provided by a generous grant from Union Pacific. Union Pacific, building America.
I'm Karen Hoyt, Marketing Director at Shasta Regional Medical Center, and we're proud to be part of the conversation that the forum at KIXE is bringing to our community. Shasta Regional has been around for more than 60 years supporting our community, and we would like to invite you to be a part of the forum on KIXE. Together, we can support the community that gives us back so much. Thank you.